Alright, so at the time that I'm recording this, it has been 2 days since the UFL Open Beta has come to an end, and pretty much what I'm going to be doing today is giving you a overall review of what the game is like. Is it worth playing when it releases? Is it any good? Is it going to be the proclaimed FIFA killer, or just be able to compete with FIFA and 2K in the future? Now, one thing I do want to mention is that I've only played FIFA my entire life. This was the first time that I've played any other football game aside from that, and I was pretty impressed. But what I'm gonna be doing is giving you guys the most unbiased opinion about this game in general. I mean, I have no ties to FIFA, I have no ties to this game. I'm not getting paid to talk good about any of these games, so why would I lie and say, yeah, it's a freaking good game? At the end of the day, any game that releases is not going to be perfect on the first day, and that's what all of this is about, you know, giving the feedback that it needs in order for it to be better in the future. So that's what my goal here is today. I mean, I know someone's gonna comment and be like, oh yeah, well, the game's just ass, and completely ignore everything that I'm saying. But getting back into the game overall, so let's just start off with the good things that the game has. The user interface, I found it to be incredibly easy to navigate through, read through everything clearly, find the things that I needed in order to get whatever it was that I wanted done. And this is coming from someone who doesn't like to read. You know, I like to just skim through everything, and I just want to hop into the game and play things. You know, I'm pretty lazy, so the fact that I was able to get through this and not have any issues is a plus in my book. I mean, any 7-year-old can hop into this game and find their way through the menus and won't have an issue. So I give the menu a 10 out of 10. That's a plus in my book. There was no issues there. Now, as far as the concept of the game itself, I thought that it was really good. I mean, essentially what they did is they took Ultimate Team from FIFA, solely focused on that for this game, and then pretty much made it more of like a free-to-play type of thing. Everything was balanced. There was no issues of like, oh, you have a broken squad or a broken player and you're gonna be doing this and that with the tactics and formations. And as they advertise, it is meant to stay like this. They are all about free-to-play, free-to-earn, all of that. You know, check out their website. That's literally their slogan. And if you guys want to know more about how the actual like squads and everything works, check out the last video before you watch this. You know, understand what the game is. It'll make it easier for you guys to follow with the review that I'm giving. But yeah, overall, squads are good. But there is one main issue that I've realized amongst all of this, and it's actually something that I think maybe a lot of us have overlooked, and it's the fact that I was able to clock in 12 hours into this game and build a pretty decent squad. I mean, I asked you guys in the last video, what do you want me to build? A Real Madrid squad or a Manchester United squad? I pretty much just combined them both and got players that were pretty notable from each team, and our squad was looking good. And this is including the fact that my record was not the best. I mean, I think I ended off with like 15 and 11, and I had like 10 draws or something like that. I don't remember. I'll probably throw it up on the screen, but I wasn't winning games. I wasn't on a streak. I was like a pretty average player, you know. I would win one, lose one, draw one, win one, lose one, draw one. And with all of that in mind, I was still able to build this squad. So that's the issue here. It shows that, you know, maybe it just might be a little bit too easy or too quick to get these players. I mean, if there's someone who's like legitimately really good at this game, I mean, there's people who are like 24-3 or 27-1, right? Those players are gonna be building these squads in less than 24 hours, and then that's it, right? What else do you have to do after that? So that's like shortcutting the whole life of the game overall, the quality of life. And that's a big problem because, you know, you want this game to last. You don't want there to be like metas and stuff in the future, and if people are just unlocking all the things that they want with less than a week of playtime, yeah, they're gonna leave the game pretty quick because that's it. They already got everything done. They have nothing else to achieve. So that's one of the biggest issues that I've seen, and maybe they'll just change it in the future. Maybe it was just for the beta that it was like super friendly and we were able to get all of these rewards just so that we can experience what the actual game would be like if we were like far deep into the series or just playing overall. So yeah, that was like one of the main issues that I had with that overall. And another issue that I would say that a lot of people have mentioned is that, speaking on the quality of life, you only have one game mode that you're offering. At least that's what it seems like. If that's gonna be the case, then yeah, no one's really gonna be playing this when they have Ultimate Team. You know, there's gonna be the die-hard fans that just go and play FIFA no matter what, just because they have the teams and they have the licenses and all of that stuff. I mean, I mentioned this in my FIFA video. You know, just because the name FIFA is not in front of the games FC 24 and the EA games now, that's actually a very big thing, because licenses and, you know, the authentication behind all the players, the teams, and all of that, it goes actually a very long way. So that's why we need more game modes. You know, not a lot of people are fans of like Ultimate Team, me myself included. I've never really got into Ultimate Team, and this was the first game where I was like, you know what, I would actually play this over Ultimate Team, just because it just feels better, right? It's just more friendly. I'm able to do a lot of things without having to like be like using these meta stuff and like buying things and doing all these like broken methods. Yeah, nobody wants to go through all that. Let's do it how it's supposed to be. You know, you're a gamer at the end of the day. The whole point is you're supposed to grind and then earn your things, not buy and then get all your things. Like, that's just not the gaming way for me. But anyways, I think I'm getting a little too sidetracked. So yeah, that's another thing with this game. I really do hope that they incorporate some more game modes into this in the future. You know, a career mode would go a far way. Even just a friendlies online or like a season something, you know, that would go a far way. But it doesn't seem like they're gonna be doing that, especially since it's a free-to-play game. So keep that in mind if you guys are looking to play this in the future. Now let's talk about the graphics of the game. A lot of people were upset. They said it looked like FIFA 17, or it was just last console. I have to disagree. When you actually take a look at the close-ups between this and like FIFA, for example, the face scans are actually pretty freaking good. And I don't know too much about how it goes behind the scenes, but I'm pretty sure that they didn't do the face scans with the players. I mean, FIFA, EA is the only ones who have the ability to do things like that. They legitimately just got the licenses and then made it on like softwares or developed it. I don't know. I'm not a computer science major or whatever, okay? But you guys know what I'm trying to say. I think overall, you know, it seemed pretty freaking good. There was a little bit of lackluster, like the net, for example. It just seemed like a wall. There was no like flowing of the net really. The sound effects too, you know, they weren't as satisfying like in FIFA, for example, when you hit the crossbar or the post. Control it. It was like very distinct. You had to like really listen for it in order to hear it. So yeah, maybe, you know, fix that a little bit. Maybe have a little bit more of like satisfaction behind those sound effects. But I do like the water bottles that were there on the side of the nets. I thought that was a cool little touch. And the overall cinematic entrances, you know, you get a good overview of the stadium and everything that's going on, but it's all repetitive. I mean, at least for the beta. For the graphics overall, I wouldn't say it's too bad. I mean, it could be a little bit better. Anything could always be better, but I'm not like that's not a minus for me. That didn't really affect my overall experience. But what did was the gameplay, and I think the gameplay is the biggest issue here, and we're gonna go into it, and this is what will make or break this game. So I don't even know where to begin. I'm not trying to like down talk this game. Like I said, I'm just giving this my unbiased opinion because I want this game to actually be good, but there's just so much issues that needs to be fixed when you're just playing this game. So let's just start off with the sprint button. Everyone's favorite sprint button cannot be used in this because once you touch that button, you're losing the ball. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter if you pass the players, pass the defenders, you're going to lose that ball. And that's obviously a very big issue because, you know, when you're on a counter attack and you're trying to just get past your defenders, you can't do it. You know, especially if you don't know how to do the skill moves, you're not getting past anybody unless it's a nice pass, like a through ball or something. Another issue was the defending. Now, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but you guys can let me know down in the comments. The defending tactics, as far as the interceptions, they're a bit too good. And I found a broken tactic. You pretty much upgrade the interception and the defensive positioning on each of the players' cards. And yeah, like you're gonna get that ball 99 out of 100 times. As long as you are in a good position, or the AI defenders knows that they're in a good position, all you gotta do is switch and press circle, and that's it. You already have the ball. So yeah, the positioning was maybe a little bit too good and unrealistic. But I mean, I'm not looking for this game to be like a simulator and super realistic. At the end of the day, I want the old arcadey feeling from FIFA, where you're making all these great plays and doing all these crazy things. You know, that's really what was missing from these current FIFAs, and that's why everybody's like, the prime was like FIFA 14 to FIFA 17. The defending is a problem, and the passes is a whole nother issue itself. The passing felt very clunky in this. Like sometimes you would have a player who's right nearby you, and somehow the ball would be sent to the player who's way further ahead on the other side of the field, and it just doesn't make sense, especially when you have your analog literally facing right towards that player. Why is it being sent ahead to the next player who's not even close to the ball? You can't even see them on the screen. And adding on to that, the through balls, you know, it just did not make sense. Like the players, their awareness of the field was not there. They would just run into the defenders, or just not even try to cut in where there was like a gap that you would see. And the thing that I had the most issues with was crossing the ball in. I don't know what it was, but every time I put that ball into the air, my player would lock into a super stiff stance like they were a deer in headlights. It just made no sense. You couldn't move them from that position. They were literally just locked on there, and the ball would always go to the defender. I tried doing like alternate passes. Like I tried using the R1 key. I tried doing the through balls in the air, and most of them would always just fall right to the defender. It was like very rare when it would actually go through. So that's why I say overall the passing was just really bad and not there. And then to add on to all of this, the input delay was another big issue. I don't know if it had to do with my internet. I don't think so though, because a lot of people were saying that they had the same issues. I don't know if it was the servers or just the overall game itself, but yeah, there was input delay and it was pretty bad. Like I would press this input key like 10 seconds ago, and then magically as soon as I get the ball, boom, the ball gets sent to like Uganda or something. It just made no sense. Like that was supposed to happen a long time ago, and the only way to like bypass this was to do like the fake pass or the fake shot. So if I was trying to do a pass, I would immediately press circle and pray that it didn't get kicked off into the crowd or something, you know. That was the only way to cancel this, or else yeah, you were just pretty much gonna lose the ball and something would happen. I mean, there were so many things that like sometimes the players wouldn't even go for the ball. I'm pretty sure that I had this one instance where like I was a defender, and then there was like my defender and the goalkeeper. The ball was literally right there for them. They could have gotten it. The goalkeeper, all he had to do was like dive or something. He could have gotten the ball. But no, none of them, like I did everything that I can, and none of them got the ball, and it just went into the goal. And I believe that was a pass from one of my own players, so it ended up being an own goal. Yeah, you guys already know the frustration behind that. It was just like, it made no sense. And these are the reasons why maybe a lot of people weren't liking the beta, but you know, you kind of do got to give them the benefit of the doubt. At the end of the day, it even said it at the bottom right corner. This is not the final quality of the game. It is an open beta, but I do agree that to a certain extent, maybe you should have released a little bit better of a production, you know, something that's close to like the final production, because if that's what it is, that's going to be close to the final production, then we got a lot of problems, you know. Delay the release. Take your time and fix the game. Make sure that when this game gets released, even if it's free to play, that is on top notch. Because the minute that everyone sees and plays this game and they see that they're having these same issues still, that's it. UFL is going down the drain. It will never be once again named like the FIFA killer, or just up there in the names of EA and 2K. And yeah, I mean, the last thing that I could say about the gameplay overall was just, you know, the finesse shots. I mean, I guess this is a thing where you can't really get away from it. I found this other broken tactic, which pretty much once you get one of those skills, all you gotta do is put the finesse curler, or I think it was like curler 1 or something, on one of your best shooters of the team. So I did it for Ronaldo, and every time that you did a finesse shot outside of the box, if you hit it at the right timing, it was going in. And that's how I got most of my goals and were able to win the game. You know, it wasn't from like good gameplay or strategic styles of the game. No, it was legitly mostly from finesse goals that, you know, a lot of people would be like, yeah, no, that's fake as hell. And, you know, I understand at the end of the day, like, the finesse shots are just cheesy. But the thing about this is there's actually a way that you can actually block all of that. And that's just by putting one of these skills on the goalkeeper that pretty much increases the attributes of the goalkeeper to saving these shots from outside of the box. That actually did come a long way, especially if you had like a 80+ overall goalkeeper. So I think they did a good job with like balancing that. But yeah, that's the thing about this game. You know, you're not really going to be able to understand all of this until you grind the game, because when you get those first players, your team's gonna be ass, and it's pretty much gonna be relying on your skill, and you can't really have skill if the game itself is having issues. So that's where I feel like that ties into all of this. That's where the players' frustrations were coming from, and they were all calling this game ass. You know, at the end of the day, guys, we just gotta be a little patient with them. You know, let them cook. Hopefully they do cook, and hopefully someone from the team sees this, because they've been asking for feedback, and I laid it out as pretty much like, this is what I've been seeing from the community. This is what I've experienced within the 12 hours that I clocked into this beta. As someone who's only played FIFA, you gotta like match it at least, you know. At least they did a good thing and didn't change the inputs completely. Everything was still pretty much the same, so you can hop into this game and still have a somewhat sense of knowledge of how to play the game. It's not like a whole, like, you gotta restart and there's a learning curve to it. No, you can hop in and just play how you would play FIFA, you know, just understand the different concepts that come with this game. But yeah, I think I'm starting to sound a little bit repetitive. If there's anything that I have not touched up on that you guys found as an issue in this game, let me know down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I did what I can to lay out my opinions without being biased. And yeah, UFL, if you're watching this, please cook, man. Please cook. Please be one of those games that can compete with EA and 2K in the future. I'm really counting on you guys, and I think overall the experience for the open beta was not too bad. I actually had a lot of fun despite all of the issues that I ran into. So I will keep an open mind to this game, as I think everyone should. Enough of the yapping here. Take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.